All at once, boys. Oh, man, that's insane. That's still insane.
Now that's a lot of damage.
What's going on, YouTube? It is Zach the Ripper here again. What's going on, YouTube? It is Zach the Ripper here once again with... What's going on, YouTube? Fuck! We'll just edit this part out. What's going on, YouTube? It is Zach the Ripper here once again, back with a Black Myth Wukong build, and let me tell you, this is going to be awesome. Before we get started, first and foremost, I want to thank everyone, every single person who has subbed to the channel, and we have more coming in every single day. You guys have helped me hit YouTube partner, and it means the absolute freaking most to me. You have no idea how long some of this content takes, and it makes it feel all worth it. Thank you so much. If you haven't subbed to the channel, please do that now. I don't want to waste any more time, so let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, a lot of the Black Myth Wukong builds that I've been posting on my channel have either been one-shot builds or really OP stuff. And I've heard a lot of feedback here on the channel, and the primary feedback I've been getting is you've been coming up with these one-shot and very OP builds, and that's wonderful for later game and for people who can consume medicines and still might be able to get that one-shot off or something like that. But how about something that's a little more for new players on a fresh run, or at least new game +1, new game +2? I'm going to go ahead and show you this build, and I know I'm at NG +4. I have 5 relics, 5 curio slots already unlocked, and this build is going to require no armor swaps whatsoever, and it's going to require no medicine consuming of any kind, because I know that is a limiting factor, especially if you're playing on console. So this is achievable by new game +1, and we are going to be relying on a pluck of many strategy. The only thing it's really not going to work against with a pluck of many strategy is somebody like Erlang, because he has multiple phases, and your pluck of many will go out. You will not have enough mana no matter what you do to execute this 2, 3, 4 times in order to take down that health pool. I'm going to show you what your base stats look like and what happens after you perform all of the buffs. So without further ado, let's get into the build. Okay, here we are at one of the rest pagodas. The reason I wanted to start here is for something very, very important. First of all, go into reignite the sparks. If you are in a late game cycle in your very first run, or if you are in new game +1, you might only have 1, maybe 2 relics unlocked, and that's totally fine. You do not need all the relics unlocked. It is very, very important to understand this, and not a whole lot of people know this. There is a tab up here. You can respec your relics. You can reignite this. Look at that right there. Okay, just like that. You're going to want to have Keen Insight for enhanced critical hit damage. On your second relic, it's really not as important. You can pick any one of these. I would personally go ahead and choose All Ears if you can. On your third relic right here, you are going to want Lingering Aroma, gaining a moderate damage bonus for a short time after casting a spell. We will be casting some spells. If anything, I would go ahead and unlock this one called Refreshing Taste, consuming medicine, in case you do want to like push that damage up even more after you see what this can do. Refreshing Taste, you want to consume a medicine because we will be moving into that cloud step. You can move into the cloud step, consume a medicine, boom. You'll get a little bit of extra critical hit chance right there. And for our fifth relic, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter which one you do here. I might suggest doing Everlasting Vitality, just that way you stay in the fight. There's a little worry about you dying. Again, this build and this guide is for people who are probably wanting it on a fresh run or a new game +1 and might find some of the bosses still difficult. This is going to be very, very fun to do regardless of what cycle you're on. Again, I'm on NG +4. And for our sixth and final relic right here, I hope you have at least by the end of your first new game cycle have defeated Erlang and the final boss. Obviously, to unlock the sixth relic, I would choose one of these two, okay? Depending on how this build works for you, come back and respec this. If you're not one-cycling these bosses without using this right here called Unified Minds. Unified Minds is basically when you do a full charged heavy attack, all of your duplicates will do it at the exact same time, giving you absolute insane potential. If you don't find yourself in a position to be able to pull that off during this method, please unlock Elegance of Simplicity. You will still do plenty of light attack damage in order to take these bosses down. Okay, so here we are in our build. Now, again, this is for new game +1 players here, okay? If you are at NG +1, it is likely that you have already unlocked the Dark Iron Staff. If not, you can substitute this out for the most powerful staff. Whatever you choose, truth be told, maybe the Stormflash Longstaff because it has the highest attack rating of any other staff in the game. If you want to go for the Jingu Bong, that's totally fine. Just use a very strong staff. I typically choose the Dark Iron Staff because based on your defense, it is going to give you the most attack overall, and that's the number we're going to be looking at after our buffs are applied. We are going to be running the Plantain Fan. This is more of a control type build, so we want to keep the bosses in the corner for a little bit while the Pluck of Many go to work on them. The Gourd Eye Deus right here for an obvious power increase at the very beginning when applying your buffs. This is where it gets a little bit weird. So for our armor, we are using this Snout Mask. I know, very odd choice, but for a short duration after using the Gourd, okay, it moderately increases attack. For our chest piece, we are using the Golden Embroidered Shirt, and we are doing the same thing for the gauntlets over here, the Golden Arm Guard. For the passive skill, after performing a Spirit skill or a Vessel, it'll considerably increase your attack. That's what we're going to be doing. Using that Gourd Eye Deus, that's part of the buffing procedure. And for, lastly, our Greaves here, the Ebon Gold Gators. These are probably my favorite ones to be able to go into Cloud Step and get that little bit of extra damage with Unveiling Strike. It's really, really good. All right, Curios, if you are in a fresh run and you haven't fought the Yin Tiger yet, you do not need to be worrying about this build yet because you cannot do this yet. So, I would recommend go and fight the Yin Tiger. And this, again, is for people in the later stages of a brand new cycle or people that are in NG1 and beyond, okay? I would prioritize these specific curios in order to gain maximum efficiency with this build. So I'm going to go ahead and assume you have 3 curio slots. You've already beaten Yin Tiger, and you are in the later stages of a fresh run or NG+1. First of all, the gold button. Extremely important. I know it doesn't reflect in the stats here when you change it out. Okay, it doesn't reflect, but that's okay. This does give you a substantial bump in your overall attack when your health is full. The Tiger Tally is another one. We're doing a lot of light attack hits. A lot of light attack hits. And finally, the Auspicious Lantern. Now, this one is a little more difficult to get. There's a quest line involved with getting this, I believe. It's been a while since I've done the quest line. But this right here will apply an extra buff when you go into Cloud Step. So this one's extremely important, okay? And if you don't have that one, I'm going to assume you might not. You can always swap it out for something that boosts your attack a little bit more, including the White Seashell Waist Chain or something like that. Maybe more critical hit chance or critical hit damage, a Beast Buddha perhaps, or the Cat Eye Beads. So that is an option for you right there. Okay, and now our Gourd. Our Gourd is our final thing we're going to look at. We are going to be using the Immortal Blessing Gourd. Your health recovery is halved, but attack is increased for a short duration after using the Gourd. I will get to that also as well. I know I was talking about the helmet. I'll get to that and why this matters. But we are using the Long Bomb Brew, and this is people that are probably in, again, later stages of the fresh cycle or an NG+1. It considerably increases the damage executed by the next attack, and that goes for you and all of your clones. In our soaks, I have the Mount Lingtai Seedlings, which will increase the duration of the Pluck of Many, which is what you want if you're using a Pluck of Many strategy to do max damage. In the rest of these, I have something called the Tender Jade Lotus. Now, if you only have 2 of these because you got one on your first and second cycle, totally fine. This is to basically give the Dark Iron Staff an increase, because the more defense you have, the more attack you're going to have as well. So I have 3 Tender Jade Lotuses in here. If you don't have 3, that's perfectly fine. You can substitute something else in here, such as like the Tiger Relic to give you more critical hit chance. I can't go over each and every individual thing you can put into a soak. Otherwise, this video will probably be like 3 to 4 hours long. So these are the ones I chose just for maximum efficiency. Again, your stats right here are going to be reflected by your Pluck of Many, and we'll get into that a little bit more when we start the buffing procedure. Okay, over here in our skill tree, if you are looking up a one-shot or OP or some kind of a strong build on YouTube, and you do not have your defense, your attack, your critical hit damage, and your critical hit chance maxed out, please do that first. Go farm a little bit on some regular enemies, get your sparks up, and please max out these stats. Secondarily, go to the Ruyi Scroll and please use your Mind Cores, upgrade your Celestial Medicines. Please do that. You can upgrade your defense and you can upgrade your stamina, things like that. Defense is extremely important when using the Dark Iron Staff. go use your mind cores. Okay, so now I want to talk about the buffing procedure. This will be very, very quick. Please understand that when you go into Cloud Step, especially with that Auspicious Lantern, that's when you get the buff, okay? Any buffs you apply, whether it be medicines or it is a spirit skill, and even the passive skills that come off your armor when using a spirit skill and detransforming, and then you cast your Pluck of Many, your Pluck of Many, your duplicates, will gain the stats of when you cast them. So if you plan on using a ton of different medicines, even to make this some kind of a one-shot build, whatever your stats look like before you cast your Pluck of Many, that's the stats that your duplicates get. Okay, so here's the buffing procedure. We're going to go into the Cloud Step. We are going to use the Unveiling Strike, cast our Spirit Summon, and then drink from the Gourd. And right after that, we use the Pluck of Many. Let me show you what the stats look like after we do that. Okay, as you can see, we are at a whopping 458 attack. And yes, this is achievable by New Game +1 and in the very late stages of a fresh cycle. I know I keep saying that. I'm trying to drive it home. I hope I'm not driving you crazy about it. All right, so here we are at the Tiger Vanguard fight. Now, this is not true for every boss fight that you get into, this buffing procedure, but it is true for quite a bit of them. The invisible walls, the bounding arenas, sometimes you can get into the boss fight by using the Cloud Step ability, and the boss doesn't detect you yet, allowing you to set yourself up and go ahead and cast your Pluck of Many, all that good stuff. So let's get into it real quick, and I'm going to do it like right down over here to the left. So I'm going to go just like that. Cast. All right, we're just gaining these stats real quick. We're going to drink. And immediately hit our Pluck of Many. And let's go aggro him right away. Right away. Look at this insane damage. The Pluck of Many strat. This is New Game +4, by the way. We're controlling this whole fight. Well, like, look at it. This is New Game +4. Absolutely insane, man. Oh my, I didn't think I would one cycle him my first take. Yo. Okay, here we are at another boss fight. Let's go ahead and do the same thing. I know in my last fight, I accidentally transformed into the Azure Dust transformation. I didn't need to do that, obviously, because we were absolutely destroying him. But, again, we are wearing the passive effect on our armor, so if you do happen to transform and then detransform, you're going to get another attack bump. It won't apply to your Pluck of Many, but it's still very useful. If you want to transform mid-fight, you're going to get an extra attack increase there, too. All right, let's give it a shot on this guy. All right, drink from our Gourd. See what our stats are looking like real quick. 458, we're looking good. Cast Pluck of Many quickly. All right, let's go, boys. All right. Wonderful thing is they can cast Immobilize as well. And if they do that, you can go ahead and cast the Fan. Even solo, this is amazing. This is amazing damage. And they're still here with me. Wow! I didn't realize the Pluck of Many would stay with you for that long. Put that in your Gourd. Do not forget to put that in your Gourd. That's why we drink it at the beginning of the fight. Okay, so here we are in front of the non-able fight. Obviously, midway chapter 3, New Game +4. He has a pretty deep health pool. The awesome thing about this build is you do not have to consume any medicines, but I kind of want to see if it has any one-shot potential. I have not tested that out yet, so we're going to do it here in this video. And by doing that, I am going to consume a medicine for the first time using this build and launching a 4-point focus heavy attack. This is where, especially for my later game players, maybe NG +3, NG +4, and beyond players who might want to see this as a potential one-shot build, this is probably where you might see it because of that Unified Minds Relic. Very, very important. If you're trying to one-shot something, this is probably as close as you're going to be able to get using this kind of build if you are a fresh player or NG +1. So let's give that a shot. I'm going to consume a medicine for the first time. Let's do the same buffing procedure. Let's go. Right. Lock onto him while I'm doing that. Drink. Cast, pluck. All right. And I'm going to, let's see, our stats are, yes, our stats are good. I know I have tons of medicines here. That's because I modded the medicines for testing purposes. So I'm going to drink, let's see, I want to reset my spells, actually. I want to reset the spells. And you do that so that way you can cast a second pluck of mini. All right. And then we go in here and we drink one of these enhanced ginseng pellets. We're good. All at once, boys. Oh man, that's insane. That's still insane. It just deleted the last third of his health. Okay, so here we are at everybody's favorite fight, hand and shoulders. So let's see what it does against a boss that is as insane as he is. Let's go. Whoops, almost messed that up. Drink. Cast. Let's make sure our stats are looking good. Yeah, we're still at 458. Let's go aggro him real quick. He's gonna come down at us. This is great damage for him, honestly. Oh, they got him busy. Go into Cloud Step. Use this fan. It's not the most stable of fights because he does like to fly around everywhere. Probably got another Unveiling Strike buff right there. Yeah, that is absolutely crazy. Yo! He's got 2 phases, but look at that. Okay, here we are in Chapter 6. This is a very unusual boss fight right here in the water. But we're going to do the same thing. Just like this. Get to drink. We're going to cast our pluck. And I know he likes to come out of the water, so let's charge up here. Holy crap, dude. That's awesome. What an... Go ahead, cast this real quick. Just an insanely viable build no matter what NG cycle you're on, man. This is so crazy. Guys, if you liked the video, please go ahead and hit subscribe on the channel, hit like on the video so I stay on your algorithm. Again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for everybody who has already subbed to the channel and made me YouTube partner. I can't wait to go above and beyond in the content creation world. And up next, early in 2025, we are going to have Wukong and the first Berserker. And with more of your subs, I'm going to be able to do a lot more of this and build walkthroughs, guides, OP builds, one-shots, all kinds of stuff to be able to help out players, whether you're experienced, whether you're new. I love making helpful videos, so thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay deadly. I'll catch you in the next video.